And good evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take the next 15 minutes and give you a detailed forecast across Southeast Texas. Right now, we're under a weather impact alert for Saturday night into Sunday morning as we expect very cold temperatures once again. Clear skies out there, or at least mostly clear. That cloud cover that we saw this afternoon and this evening is eroding and moving away from the area. And Jasper, or I should say into orange, currently 47 at the Horseman's Western Store, which is part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. So an Arctic cold front is on the way. It's not far away, just north of the lakes area. It will move through overnight, and that will open the door to some even colder weather and breezy weather conditions coming up overnight and tomorrow morning. That means that we will likely see wind chills into the teens and lower 20s tomorrow morning, and highs only around 40 across the area. Clear skies, high pressure building on in as we work on into Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's why we're issuing a weather impact alert for our area, as we do expect a hard, long duration freeze across the area. It looks like a pipe buster once again across Southeast Texas. So you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to protect your property and also your plants, your pets, your pipes, all that. So this is why this is a weather impact alert for Saturday night into Sunday morning. Otherwise, temperatures may moderate a little bit, at least in the afternoons on Monday into Tuesday. Then Tuesday night, pretty good chance of rain moving into the area as another cold front moves on in. But before you get that look in your eyes, this is not looking like the kind of cold front that we are expecting tonight and what we saw earlier this morning. This looks like a weaker, almost a Pacific cold front moving on in. So just going to bring rain. There's no energy in the atmosphere coming up Monday night, so it looks like, or Tuesday night, so it just looks like standard rain. So this is the amount of moisture in the atmosphere. These numbers are what meteorologists look at. Look at the brown. See all this color? That's brown. Look how low it is on the scale. It's pretty dry as far as the amount of available moisture in the atmosphere. However, if we put this into motion, this is about as dry as I've seen coming on in. It even goes lower, so these numbers getting closer to zero. So that means very dry air filtering on into our area coming up on your Saturday. So the dew points will be very low, and a little bit of static electricity for a change. We don't see that too often around here. It happens when the air is extremely dry, and that's certainly an Arctic air mass moving in. It's modified, but that's kind of what we're looking. So cold weather advisory will be in effect from 2 a.m. tomorrow morning right on through Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And that just means that well below normal temperatures and wind chills will be an issue as we go through the next couple of days. Now, as the Arctic cold front comes through overnight, it looks like the winds will pick up, and we will certainly go down to around freezing from about I-10 northward through the lakes area. So wind chill values into the teens to around 20 in the lakes, and the lower 20s are expected coming up Saturday morning across Southeast Texas. Now, it's not going to last all day, but it looks like a pretty chilly morning across Southeast Texas. After we take a look at these lows, you can see mid to upper 20s seems reasonable. I think this is model data, but we think that Burkeville will probably do 27, 26. Some of you may want to drip. I think from Kirbyville south, no problem. We're fine in the triangle. Otherwise, it's just going to be a cold start to tomorrow, and with that Arctic air in place, we're not going to warm up. I'd be surprised if we got above 42 tomorrow with sunshine and breezy north winds. Probably the upper 30s in the lakes area, and around 40 to the lower 40s is what we're expecting here into the triangle. Fast forward into Saturday night, that's when we're issuing that weather impact alert. We've been doing it all week long because we expect very cold temperatures coming up Saturday night into Sunday morning across the region. And this means a long duration, hard freeze expected Sunday morning, as we expect lows to be into the upper teens to around 20 in the lakes and the low to mid 20s in the triangle. And we could see anywhere between 6 to 16 hours of below freezing temperatures. So the lakes area, this is, let's see, Coleman Hill back over towards Jasper, and also Woodville, Warren, Ivanhoe, Danby, back up to Kirbyville, Burkeville. You could see 14 to 16 hours of below freezing temperatures Saturday night into Sunday morning. Inland Southeast Texas, we're talking, let's say, Lumberton, Silsbee, Evadale, Kuntz, back over towards Buna, about 13 to 15 hours below freezing. Here in the Triangle, Jefferson County, Orange County, and Chambers County, including Beaumont, Sour Lake, back over in towards, that's really southern Hardin County, but close enough, and back over to Beaumont, Vidor, Orange, Port Arthur, LaBelle, Winnie, Sabine Pass, and back over to Bridge City and Orange, 6 to 14 hours below freezing temperatures. So this is going to reach all the way to the coastline. So everybody's going to see a freeze coming up as we work on into Sunday morning across the area. So we'll go with the teens, the upper teens for the lakes area, and here along I-10, probably about 22, maybe the mid-20s in through Port Arthur. So this certainly looks like a pipe buster as we head on into Sunday morning. Otherwise, after that moves out, we see warming temperatures, at least in the afternoons, coming up Monday into Tuesday. Tuesday night, though, we'll see another round of rain move in as a weaker cold front pushes on in. This is not an Arctic cold front, so this is not going to be as cold as what we've been having to deal with the last week, but we will see more rain coming up Tuesday night. Most of it should be out of here by Thursday morning, if not at all, if maybe all have gone by Wednesday morning, but right now we think that Tuesday night will be our best chance of rain across southeast Texas. Tuesday looks pretty good at this point, but before then it looks dry, and then after that it looks dry. In fact, I think we may see mostly sunny skies develop by Wednesday afternoon across the area. So there is the Arctic front. It's north of Huntsville, nearing Lufkin. You can see it already down to 39 at the airport in Jasper. Look at the clouds moving out across southeast Texas. We're in the low to mid 40s here in the Triangle, and that Arctic front is expected to move through southeast Texas during the morning hours. It should be off the coastline by 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll put this into motion in just a second and show you that. But as you can see, there's the Arctic cold front. Temperatures in the 20s up towards Oklahoma, back over to Fort Smith, Arkansas. 38 down to Dallas. And this is really kind of the cold air just lags a little bit, but the winds are certainly going to be picking up behind this front as we work on into tomorrow morning. So that's why the wind chills are going to be an issue. And look at that. Look at the wind chills in Fort Smith, back over to Oklahoma City, even colder back over towards St. Louis and back over to KC. Well, we won't get that cold, but certainly looking at wind chills into the teens coming up tomorrow morning. So it's pretty impressive to see how quickly these clouds are moving as ahead of an upper level trough of low pressure, and that is pushing that front on in. So the winds will be increasing towards morning. Could see some wind gusts 20, maybe 25 miles an hour as the clouds get pushed on off to the east. Clearing skies, lots of sun coming up tomorrow afternoon, but it's not going to help a lot as we only expect highs to be into the upper 30s to lower 40s, well below normal, almost 25 degrees below normal coming up tomorrow afternoon. So we'll put this into motion. We're at 10:30 here. Here's your clock. And as we head towards, here we go, by 5 a.m., there's the front, almost through all of southeast Texas. The winds will increase. We should see mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. And then by morning, daybreak, we should see mid to upper 20s lakes and into the lower and middle 30s in the Triangle. Then that means as we head towards noon, we're still stuck in the 30s across southeast Texas as that Arctic air mass will be over our heads and in our area, as you can see, only into the upper 30s in the lakes to the lower 40s, maybe around 40 here in the Triangle. So even the sun's not going to help too much because it is so cold. But again, there's the trough of low pressure, and it will be headed on off to the south and east. This will drive that Arctic cold front into our area. Then as we head on into Saturday, this upper level low will create quite the snowstorm over towards the Carolinas, and a nor'easter will be moving up the eastern shore. Otherwise, let's take a look at this. It's pretty interesting. Normally we see in the south, we see kind of a snow that has a lot of water in it. It's not fluffy snow like you get in Colorado or something like that. That's not going to be the case this time because this is going to be light and fluffy snow moving through the Carolinas. And maybe you have friends or loved ones over there, but the deal is that this is not the best for making snowman, and it is not great for snowballs. But we'll put this into motion. As you can see, low pressure will be developing offshore. Places like Charlotte, back over towards Columbia, we'll see anywhere between 3 to 8, maybe 10 inches as this then nor'easter heads off towards the north and east off the eastern shoreboards. But this will be a a big news story as far as the Carolinas are concerned, unfortunately, as we head on into the next couple of days, because it's going to be very cold there. On the Gulf tomorrow, looking at a small craft advisory for choppy seas 2 to 4 feet. We'll see north winds at 20 to 25 knots, decreasing at 15 to 20 knots in the afternoon from the north. Water temperature currently 58. Our forecast tonight, clearing skies, cold temperatures, the winds increasing as we head towards daybreak. Mid-20s in the lakes and just above freezing here along I-10 southwards, or I should say south of I-10. Light freeze possible, low to mid-30s, how about that? And then tomorrow, we're looking at lots of sun. It'll be a cold, breezy day, looking at upper 30s lakes, around 40 to the lower 40s here in the Triangle. The winds will be subsiding tomorrow afternoon late as high pressure builds on in, and that will open the door to bitter cold coming up on your Sunday morning. Again, a weather impact alert for that long duration hard freeze Saturday night into Sunday morning. Temperatures may be as cold as the upper teens to lower and middle 20s across the area. So again, it's people, pets, plants, and pipes across southeast Texas. People, as far as making sure your elderly friends here have warmth and heat, and be careful heating your homes. Be careful with space heaters. Pets, bring them in. Pipes, you'll want to drip, turn off the water coming up Saturday night into Sunday morning. And those plants, if they're still surviving, either put them in the greenhouse, bring them in, or cover them, because this will certainly kill pretty much the tender vegetation across southeast Texas. So maybe a little warmer on Sunday. We'll go 51, lots of sun, and then maybe close to a light freeze Monday morning here in the Triangle. Obviously colder up in the lakes. We'll go with 66. Clouds come back in Monday afternoon, and then we're up to almost 70 degrees by Tuesday afternoon. Now, this 80% coverage is going to come in Tuesday night. We may have some leftovers Wednesday morning across southeast Texas. So it's not going to be an all-day rain on Tuesday or Wednesday. And in fact, we may go mostly sunny by Wednesday afternoon as the drier air filters on in behind this front. So that means some cold mornings, but nothing like what we've seen here lately coming up on Thursday and Friday mornings. Lots of sun, cool afternoon on Thursday, and beginning to warm up as we head towards Friday. And that's a look at your 7-day forecast in detail. If you're just joining us, let's recap. Looks like a cold weather advisory will be in effect from 2 a.m. tomorrow morning all the way till 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. And that means wind chills will be a factor and cold mornings across southeast Texas. Right now we're looking at mid to upper 20s in the lakes tomorrow morning and the lower 30s here in the Triangle. Couple that with breezy north winds behind the Arctic cold front that's on the way, and we could see some wind chills into the teens up in the lakes and into the lower 20s here in the Triangle. Not getting out of the 40s tomorrow. In fact, we're going to struggle to get out just to 40 tomorrow. Then the air will be dry. We'll see clear skies. High pressure will build over our area coming up Saturday night into Sunday morning. That means a weather impact alert for Saturday night into Sunday morning, as temperatures could drop into the upper teens in the lakes to the low to mid 20s in the Triangle, and a lot of time below freezing as we head towards Sunday morning, anywhere between 6 to 16 hours of below freezing temperatures. Obviously, the lakes area will see the longest freeze duration. You could see temperatures dropping maybe into the upper teens there. Low to mid 20s coming up on Sunday morning here in the Triangle. As you can see, northern Newton, and Tyler counties could see as much as 14 to 16 hours of below freezing temperatures. That's Newton, back over towards Burkeville, Jasper, Woodville, and also Kirbyville. Inland southeast Texas, Hardin, southern Jasper, and southern Newton counties, 13 to 15 hours, and here in the Triangle, 6 to 14 hours. Otherwise, let me get real quickly through this and show you the 7-day one more time. Weather impact alert coming up Sunday morning across southeast Texas because of that cold weather. Good chance of rain coming up Tuesday with our next front. Stay safe, stay warm, and thanks so much for watching 12 News Plus.